Hey guys, moving into the second round of a Champions of Kamigawa, Betrayers of Kamigawa draft. We won round one. See if we can make it to the finals. I haven't made it to the finals in one of these flashbacks in a while. I've been pretty consistently making it to round two, though, which isn't too bad, I guess. But yeah, right. Not sure if our opponent's here. Usually when they take a little while, there he is. How about that? Ooh. This is a hand where, like, if we drew a forest, it would be good, but we definitely have to send it back. Ooh, I got pretty close to clicking keep there. My hand slipped. It was a little scary. I guess I'll keep. Scrying could make this better, but it's definitely not ideal. Yeah, sure. I mean, I have a Lone Dweller already. If it dies, I can get it back later. Lone Dweller can, like, sort of ramp you. It's not like traditionally, it's not like good ramp because you have to play, the land has to be in your hand to play it, but, you know, occasionally, like, if I play this on turn 2 and then I manage to draw another Spirit on turn 3, that means I can play 100 Talon Kami the next turn, but I would also have to draw another land for that to work out, so, yeah. Doesn't really do much to get you to 4 more quickly since you play it on turn 2 and then on turn, yeah, so, unless you had a 0-cost Spirit or something. Okay, that is the card. That's a very good card, and it's very easy for my opponent to flip, which is kind of frightening. Like, if he just kills one of my creatures, he can flip it very easily, and then he has a 4/2 who can steal creatures from graveyards. It's pretty ridiculous. It's also only uncommon. It's, like, way better than the rare flip card for black. The other one, yeah, I mean, it's just way better. Yeah, now I guess I do play Lone Dweller first, because then I can play out, like, if I do draw another land, I really will be able to play 100 Talon Kami in the near future, so. If I don't have Pithing Needle. That does actually exist in this draft, but I didn't get one. They're worth enough that I don't think most people pass them. So yeah, we'll go Lone Dweller, Silent Chanzubera, play an extra land. And then if we draw another land, I can play 100 Talon Kami on turn 4. Our opponent may just have removal. This might just be like the straight up best flip card of all of them too, just because it's so easy to flip, especially if you get it down early, and then its effect is ridiculous. So it is easy to kill. It dies to Glacial Ray and stuff like that. Once it flips, though, Tarashi's Verdict won't kill it. And so our deck, yeah, see, he's got removal, as his decks usually do. So he'll be able to flip it pretty soon without too much effort because all he has to do is untap and play, use the ability. This gets exiled, and this flips into a 4/2 who can then steal all cards from graveyards. So, yep, that's bad. He is now a 4/2. We'll just take 4 here. Yeah, we would have been able to play our freaking 100 Talon Kami. I'm probably going to play Kami of Tattered Shoji first now, though, because it can block this stupid thing really well. So that's probably my plan. We take another 4. Nope, he's not attacking us with Night Eyes the Desecrator, interestingly. Ooh, well, that complicates things. But we'll still play our Kami of the Tattered Shoji. I mean, then he has to use that activated ability at least. But yeah, I mean, turn 2, one of these guys, when your deck doesn't have good removal, which mine does not. I mean, it has 2 good removal spells, but neither of them deal with Night Eyes the Desecrator. I mean, I could get him to stop tacking as a 4/2, but that's about it. Our opponent is flooding on the bright side. So it seems anyway. At least a little bit. But he's probably actually using this to make... Ooh. That's gross. Yeah. These good equipment We do have stuff in our sideboard to deal with it, so... Well, that's interesting. Now he can't force a block, because he doesn't have the spare mana around to do it. So we'll just take the one and then the other one. I mean, he could tap down both my creatures, but I can kill that thing. It might be worth it. It's probably worth it. He can't kill either of them. And he can only do 1 damage. Actually, that seems like a bad attack in retrospect. I mean, he can tap down my Kami of the Tattered Shoji, which is probably what he'll do here. It already has that ability, though, and yeah, I mean, I'm all for that. He doesn't get a card to put back. Oh, no, he can get back his own dude, though. It's not just his graveyard. I mean, not just my graveyard, so... Hey, Matsu Tribe Decoy. How about that? So... I am going to go for 100 Talon Kami here. Gives our Kami of the Tattered Shoji flying. How useful. And then I'll end my turn. So if we can get a flyer in play, which we just did, I guess, we're going to be pretty happy. But more would be better, because he's basically has to dump a bunch of mana into getting this one creature back for now. And that's not especially good. So, ooh, that is, though. That is good. He's not attacking with it now, but... Hey, I like that. All right. We can play both. We're going to empty our hand here, I think. We're going to swing for 2 in the air. Then we're going to play Matsu Tribe Decoy. And Soratami Mirror Guard. Our opponent's doing something. Killing something? Oh no, returning his guy. Alright. Yeah, that can kill my Soratami Mirror Mage, and then he can get it back again. So that is pretty gross. Like once he forces this to block. Yeah, he's got a lot of mana sinks. So... But I mean, if all he's doing here is trading with my Mirror Mage, like, don't really think I care. You know, I mean, I get to swing in the air for 2 again. Wait, this makes that permanent? Oh, it does make that permanent. So it is better than I was thinking. I was thinking it just did it for a turn. So yeah, we're going to need to bring in... That means he can force whatever he wants to block here and, like, ruin my life. Like, make my flyer, this flyer block. No, he's going for that route, which will just kill it anyway. Which works for me. It's a little slower. He's a little slower this way. But it also means he can get back my Soratami Mirror Mage, which is not good. We can do the same thing to him, though, I guess. So we're going to get in for 2. I think we just hold on to this card in our hand and end the turn. So yeah, he can get back my Mirror Mage. And he can even use its ability, although it's not super great for him. Rochi Sustainer. Okay, well what I can do, and it's not that good, so I probably won't do it. I could force it once he brings back my Mirror Mage to block, but to block my Matsu Tribe Decoy, that is, but I don't think I'm going to. Just let him have it. Yep. Our deck just cannot deal with this guy. We could have Tarashi's verdicted it when it was a 2-1. I think it's power. Let me check this. Maybe Tarashi's, but he also has to attack with it, which I don't see him doing. So, yeah, it's power, so we would not be able to do it anyway. Right, he is on the defensive. Well, that will be useful. I can return my own creatures to my hand, including the ones he revives. And I can do it right now, so... So I like that, I think. He has 4 cards in his hand, which is kind of gross. This does mean he can get back his Matsu Tribe decoy and then kill my Mirror Mage and then get back my Mirror Mage and all sorts of annoying things like that. So in general, this whole Night Eyes thing is bad news. Plus Nekote. These two are pretty big, pretty great cards. So I'll be citing in hate for that. And we're going to go ahead and do this now to return my Mirror Mage to my hand. Gives us back our Mirror Guard. And it lets me swing for 2. Unless he kills something and then revives it all at once, which would be bad. All right, gets him to 14. As we continue to slog along here, he's going to get back his Matsu Tribe decoy, use it to kill my Mirror Mage, most likely, anyway. Will be fun. He can eventually just sort of finish me with this Genju, which is not great for us. But yeah, I just don't have a way of dealing with this, despite the fact that he only has 2 toughness. Like, no, there's just not a way to do it. If I had 2 Matsu Tribe decoys in play, I could do it, but I don't think I even have to, so. All right. I'm going to assign another blocker so that I make sure I kill this thing, so he at least has to bring it back. So I'm going to go like this. Oh, that's not enough. What am I talking about? I have to assign more blockers than that. All right. Oh, I didn't need to assign that many. What am I talking? I was thinking about... Yeah, I mean, the same thing happened. Doesn't really matter. Things basically went the same way. Wicked Akuba. Okay, that's a nuisance. I may actually tap that down with my Matsu Tribe decoy. But he can kill my Matsu Tribe decoy if he blocks with Night Eyes, so... Yeah, that's pretty big. It's a creature that can actually get through this nonsense. He'll probably just tap it down, but... We will drop him to 12. And we will play Order of the Sacred Bell. Yeah, and on my turn. He's going to steal my Mirror Mage. At least it can't kill my 100 Talon Kami in combat, so I have that going for me. I guess my Mirror Guard can also be used to make my 100 Talon Kami unblockable if that ever matters. I mean, if he attacks with Wicked Akuba, I'm going to double block it. Ooh, a second Wicked Akuba. Yeah, it's getting a little hairy. Hey, there's that. I don't mind that. I'm going to go ahead and play my Mirror Guard now because I may want to use its ability. Not sure that I do, but I may want to. definitely a very grindy match game. It's still game one after the first one, which went basically in our favor very quickly. I think we're almost at the amount of time the first one took. Of course, our opponent quit in frustration in game two, so that's partly why it was so quick. So I'm attacking with my 100 Talon Kami here because if he wants to use his mana to just bring back my Mirror Mage and block every turn, I'm okay with it. I can deal with these Akubas fairly easily, especially with Tarashi's Verdict in my hand now. So, I mean, if I'm forcing him to do that every turn for a while, then I feel pretty good about that. That means he can't do other things on his turn with his mana, like attack with Wicked Akubas and do a bunch of damage, but we can also block them pretty effectively. Although he can use them to tap our guys down, which is annoying. But I'll probably Verdict whichever one he puts Nekote on. All right. Probably should have attacked with my Order of the Sacred Bell too, huh? But no matter. So what's he going to get? His decoy? No. Okay. So he can start bouncing my stuff, which is definitely annoying. He does have to return lands to do it at least. And it's just another mana sink for him, so. But bouncing like my 100 Talon Kami would be a problem. It's like my only force right now, really, although the Order can start swinging too, and should have last turn. And my Mirror Mage can attack too, really. So Origami Mirror Mage plus this Genju is actually pretty nice, because it can make it unblockable, so my opponent might eventually use that against me. Or making his Wicked Akubas unblockable would be bad too. Jeez. The things you have to worry about when your opponent plays a turn 2 Night Eyes, the Desecrator, and you have no good removal. I mean, if he attacks with the Wicked Akubas, I probably block with Order of the Sacred Bell on one, and just Tarashi's Verdict the other. The one that gets equipped, if he equips it. Trying to decide if I would Tarashi's Verdict my own Soratami Mirror Mage. I don't think I would. I don't think he's going to attack with it either, though, because I can hit him for 5 in the air if he does. So, all right. I will just be taking that. I don't think I want to use my Tarashi's Verdict on it or anything, so. All right. Yeah, now he can use it to lock stuff down, but I can actually make a creature unblockable, which I think is pretty good right now. Ooh, so is Kabuto Moth. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to return a land I control to my owner's hand to make my 100 Talon Kami unblockable. And I will return a tapped forest. So like I said, if he ever gets the Soratami Mirror Mage, we are going to be some sad people. So, yeah, I don't really want to attack with the Order now because he can, like, block it and just tap it down so I don't get a 2-for-1 anymore. So I think we just get in for 2 here. Too bad Landfall's not around. The Moonfolk synergize pretty well with that. And then I'll play Kabuto Moth, which gives my Kami of Tattered Shoji flying. Look out. All right. And I'll end my turn there. So yeah, if he ever kills my Mirror Mage, I think I'm going to be in some trouble. He returned his Matsu Tribe, dude. Well, he's going to be able to steal my Mirror Mage now if he tries. And then I'm pretty much dead. Although I can Tarashi's Verdict, a Wicked Akuba, and stuff like that. I do have at least still some aerial force, like even if he kills my Soratami mirror thingy. And I can also use it to make multiple creatures unblockable. Why didn't I think to do that? 2, 3, 4, 5. Wouldn't have been enough. But I can use Kabuto Moth to attack with something and then pump it up. So, yeah, that's pretty good if he doesn't kill my Soratami Mirror Guard. I couldn't really attack with a lot of stuff unless it was lethal because he has 2 Wicked Akubas and a lot of black mana. So, what is he doing? That doesn't look good. Oh my god. Kokusho. Okay, our opponent has a lot of bombs. Between Nekote, Night Eyes Desecrator, and Kokusho, we are in trouble, I would say. But can we get through for enough damage here to just win? Oh, that's really good. That is an ideal draw right there. Yeah, so we're gonna play Cage of Hands. Let me check something first. If I don't tap my mana here for this, I can make this unblockable, so that's 3. This unblockable, so that's 4, 5. I can get in for 6. I'm sure he already counted. That's why he was taking so long. Yeah, I think we play Cage of Hands. It's pretty ideal right here. We can make 2 creatures unblockable. 2 smallish creatures unblockable, I should note. And we'll return a forest. And then we'll make what do we want to make unblockable? Oh, I can actually do it to a 3rd creature with my Orochi Sustainer. So right now I can get in for 4. Yeah, I think I want to leave Tarashi's Verdict up. So I think I just swing for 4 here. All right, so we get in for 4. Dropping him to 4. We leave Tarashi's Verdict up. That Cage of Hands was a pretty sweet top deck, I'm not going to lie. So, like, if he swings, we still have pretty attractive blocks. He can finally kill my Soratami Mirror Mage now, though, which is not ideal at all. If that's what he chooses to do. I would think it would be. He has so many cards in his hand. It's not good for me. It's been a pretty epic match, though. I mean, he started just punching me, hitting me hard in the face, and I've slowly damaged him since then, and, you know, it's been working okay. I mean, if he somehow doesn't kill my Mirror Mage here, he's just dead on my next turn. So I'm sure he kills it. He can then get it back, make his own Wicked Akuba unblockable, and basically kill us. Although, with Tarashi's Verdict, whatever he makes unblockable. So there's that. He can't do it all in one turn, though. So that's why he's thinking of how to best use his mana here if he wants to. He could bounce some of my stuff, too. Like, he could have done that a minute ago when I pumped all my stuff up, but he decided not to. So I guess he's not actually completely dead because of the Soratami Mirror Mage. My Soratami Mirror Mage. Yeah, this is a thinker. I think if I were him, I'd attack with his Matsu Tribe Decoy and kill my Mirror Mage. I mean, he may have a way to just win right now, I guess, but he also doesn't have Tarashi's Verdict in my hand, so it seems unlikely. Let's see what he's doing here. Yes, that is what I would do too. But we can Tarashi's Verdict that thing and slow this down a little more and force him to use Soratami Mirror Mage, and he can only bounce one thing. So I think we're going to end up using Tarashi's Verdict here to kill a Matsu Tribe Decoy, which isn't my original plan, but I think that's what we're going to go for here. Now he can bounce it or do some other stuff, but we at least derail this plan from happening right away. He has to pay the mana to get it back and then pay the 3 again, so he's, we put him in a hole here. That works out pretty well for us. He does have one other creature who can help him block. Okay, he's tapping out, so that means he's not getting his Tribe Decoy back at the end of turn. And also, well, maybe he's about to bounce my dude. It makes more sense, though, to wait to bounce something that I make unblockable, I think. Although maybe not. Making me have to recast this and then do it means that I can't make as many creatures unblockable. Okay. I think you might just be dead now. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll have 8 mana. I can just make 1, 1, 1, 1 unblockable. So let's see what we do here. He may have a way to stop us, is the thing. He doesn't have the mana now to bounce something else. So, I mean, I think I'm going to go for it here. He has 2 mana. That means he doesn't have Rend Flesh, Rend Spirit. So, I'm going to make Silent Chansubera unblockable, return a land, tapped one. Let's be careful here. To my hand. I'm going to return another land to my hand. Make this unblockable. So that gives me 2. It's probably best to just make 3 things unblockable and then Kabuto Moth the rest of the way. Oh. Yeah, well, yeah, this will work out. Return a land to my hand and make... Actually, it won't work out. I can only get in for 3 because I've already played a land this turn. I have. I think I just realized I can only get in for 3, which means oh no, I can get in for 4 because of Kabuto Moth. So let's try this. Yeah, return a land to my hand. That's unblockable, so that's 3, and then it'll be 4 because of Kabuto Moth. Let's see if this works for us. And should I now? In case this goes wrong, I should probably keep as many cards back as I can. Kapow! All right. We managed to beat the ridiculous cards. Drawing that Cage of Hands when we did is the only reason we won. Let's be clear. But we did it. That was a long one. I think we probably want Wear Away because Nekote is actually that much of a problem. He may have another target. He does actually because he also has a Genju. So I think that's good. I may actually want to take away one of my Soratami who makes things unblockable. It did win me the game, but if my opponent had played, well, no, he tried to kill it. We stopped him, but he should have bounced it. Is what he should have done. If he bounced it on his turn, I wouldn't have been able to kill him that turn at least. But maybe he would have died eventually anyway. Riftwalker doesn't seem that good against him, huh? But it's not terrible. Humble Budokas seem good. Too bad they don't have Shroud in the graveyard. I'm going to lose one of these Kamis. These seem pretty good. And yeah, I think we go. That was crazy. Good old draft formats. I think this is a keep, mostly because of Cage of Hands. So I'm going to. We do need to draw some land, blue land, or more spells. Either one works. And there's some blue land. So now it's much better. We can play our Mirror Mage on turn 4. See if he plays his freaking Night Whisker on turn 2 and ruins our lives again. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. Well, that is pretty good against us. That does derail what my plan had been a little bit. I wonder if he sided that in. It is quite good against us. We have a bunch of 1-power flyers who are suddenly worse. So if we go to game 3, I may side one or more of them out to avoid that nonsense. Yeah, I mean, at least that one doesn't die to it. I think I'll get in there with Silent Chant Zubera while I can. Yeah, all of our Soratamis have 1 toughness, and he can just destroy them all. So, not ideal. Not ideal at all. Cage of Hands doesn't stop it. Nothing we have can stop it, really, so not a whole lot of fun. So, yeah, I mean, I probably will side out maybe all of them and I may put in my guy with Forest Walk. He's actually probably pretty good in this matchup, especially when he can just start pinging our blue guys to death. So, I'm not sure what our opponent's doing. Maybe typing. Probably shouldn't be. He doesn't have a huge amount of time, and he didn't win game 1. So, as much as I appreciate the friendliness. But I don't think that's what he's doing. Unless he's the world's slowest typer. So yeah, I mean, I'll play the Mothrider Samurai. It'll just get tapped down for all eternity, but at least it makes him do that. So once I play some more ground creatures, or more things. All right, he was typing. To complain about the shuffler. People complain about it a lot, which is interesting to me. There's a lot of variance in Magic the Gathering, and sometimes things do just go really bad. I've had long stretches of terrible luck. At the end of like Dragons of Tarkir draft, I had like 6 drafts in a row where I had to mulligan every hand, which is kind of what he's talking about. But it just happens. Like it's not a problem with the shuffler. It's random. It's purely random, and unfortunately, randomness sometimes means awful things happen, and that's just how it is. So. That's my take on the shuffler. It also means sometimes you get ridiculous top decks, like drawing a Cage of Hands to answer your opponent's Kokusho. So I've mulliganed a lot too. This draft format may just have a lot of mulligans. I don't know. Does he get in there for 1? Probably not. Hey, you don't die to either of these things. I'm willing to attack because if he double blocks, I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to attack. It's in for 1, I'm guessing. Yep. And then I will play Loam Dweller, and I'll play a Forest. Kind of hoping if I don't show him blue mana, like if he gets into a tense situation, he'll be like, fine, I'll just block with my Matsu Tribe Sniper, and then I can actually play my flyers without without worrying about it. I mean, I'll probably play my Moth Rider Samurai now. There's no reason not to, really. So, but yeah, it does suck that our opponent's mana screwed like this. But it does happen to all of us. Magic is truly random. I mean, it's part of the game that makes it interesting. And it is part of the game that makes it frustrating, too, because I think ideally everyone would like for both players for the game to be sort of on equal footing. Both players get, roughly the amount of mana they need. But it does, the variance and the problems it creates is really related. He's recording for YouTube, too. Is really related to deck building. So if there was a way to fix the variance, like one suggestion people sometimes have is the idea of having like a separate deck for drawing lands. Like you could choose every turn whether you want to draw a spell or a land, right? But the problem with that is it would favor certain kind of deck construction, and things would certainly not be balanced. The variance is kind of like a great equalizer because everyone has to deal with it in a similar fashion. So that Matsu Tribe Decoy is going to have to get Cage of Hands, sadly. I mean, at least I can remove my Cage of Hands later, so do have that going for me. So Cage of Hands, Shazam. Yeah, I mean, he didn't tap this down, so I'll get in there with it while I can. This leaves me mana up to get back Cage of Hands. I don't really have anything else to do anyway. All right, so which of these matters less? I don't know. Neither of them are very good right now, so I don't really mind discarding them. Oh, I should have returned Cage of Hands. I couldn't, actually, because it's a sacrifice cost, so that was actually pretty smart of my opponent not to pay money here. Okay, well, we have a fundamental disagreement. Well, he may end up getting ahead of us here. Does he tap down my Samurai? No. Do I just want to get in for 2 here? Yeah, I think I do just want to get in for 2 here. See, and now I'm being sneaky, and like, he sees that I discarded Soratami Mirror Mage, so he's like, man, he doesn't have blue. So maybe, just maybe, we can get there because, I don't know. Because we get him to discard that. Ooh. That thing's pretty good. So we're kind of entering a world of trouble now from our opponent. We drew all of our Soratamis. Of course we did, when our opponent has freaking Matsu Tribe Sniper in play. So I'm kind of considering playing Soratami Mirror Mage and bouncing one of his guys. I think that is what I'm going to do. In response to him pinging. Well, he didn't ping when he could have. I suppose he's frustrated enough that he chose not to. There's that freaking thing. a little harder for him to flip now, but not much harder. He can flip it next turn, so not exactly where I want to be. Okay. All right. I'm going to take 6 here. Can we just win here with our Soratami Mirror Guard? I think we might be able to. Do some math. Oh, we can't play it, so it doesn't matter. So, all right. Do you ping this? You don't. Wow. I mean, maybe he doesn't realize. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. He can still do it in response to the attack, but he hasn't so far, so why would he do it now? Okay, so we're going to play Humble Budoka. Definitely have a salty opponent who maybe in his rage is just overlooking a pretty important play, which is Matsu Tribe Sniper just killing this so he takes less damage. He could have been tapping this down too. Right? Target creature with flying. Yes. All right. Just checking. Okay. Now he really can't do it. There you go. I will also declare a block there. And I think I want to kill that. And then I take 3, 5, 6. He can make me discard the card in my hand in response to how I've blocked and so forth. So, yeah. But we should, I mean, unless he plays a flyer in his second main phase, I think we got this. Salty opponent and all. So we go up to 10. Personally, I think like the people who complain about the shuffler on Magic Online are people who clearly aren't shuffling well enough in real life because their deck must not actually be randomized if they never have to mulligan or anything like that. I mean, yes, mulliganing every one of his last 10 matches is pretty extreme, but it can happen randomly. So can Amazing Hands 10 matches in a row. Both happen to you if you play online Magic Online enough, and both happen to you if you play Paper Magic enough. It's just the variance of the game. This draft video, I think our opponent has rage quit actually, and is just letting his timer run out of anger. So this has turned into a discussion about whether or not the shuffler is adequate, and I would say the answer is yes. You know, people wouldn't keep playing it if, you know, they always got screwed every time, and that's what he's acting like happens, you know, so yeah. So salty. I mean, we'll wait for his clock to run out, see what happens. I mean, if his clock doesn't run out and he plays something here, which it's not going to happen, let's be honest, we win on our next turn, even if he plays a flyer, because we can play our Mirror Guard and make one of these unblockable and get in for 2. So, or bounce whatever he plays. There's that too. So we have lots of outs because of our sweet, sweet mirror folk. Moonfolk. Mine all have mirror in their name, so. Yeah, if our opponent had been playing smartly there, he might not have even lost the game, because Matsu Tribe's Sniper could have easily killed this, preventing all damage it ever did, and could have been tapping this down every turn it didn't have something else to kill. Which means our opponent would have been out a lot more life, because he put big creatures down on the field way too early. Way too early for us to keep swinging with our like 2/2s who were on the ground. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely an instance of where someone's saltiness made them just not play as well. So hopefully when he posts that on his YouTube channel, people say, well, you might have been a little bit mana screwed, but you could have done this, this, and this and still won the game, or had a good chance at winning the game. And he definitely could have. I had 3 freaking Soratamis in my hand who were all god-awful because of this Matsu Tribe Sniper. So, yeah. Opponent rage quit. I mean, we were winning on our next turn anyway, so it hasn't said I won yet, interestingly, but it's getting there, I'm sure. Yes, there it is. All right. Well, thanks for watching. We are going to go into the finals, albeit in a strange manner. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.